It's phenomenal, right? And that's something that's available to everybody. And I challenge any company right now to show any plan that has that kind of zip to it, that kind of teeth that are in the plan that make it really work like that. Okay, so that's just a little bit of kind of understanding the overall structure of it. Some people will say, well, in a binary, it's easy because you just sponsor 2 people, right? That's all you got to do. You got 2 legs, and then they can only sponsor 2, they can only sponsor 2, they can only sponsor 2. There are just 1 or 2 binaries that have had any kind of survivability in terms of like long term, okay, 20 plus years. And I got to tell you, the ongoing frustration in a binary is it's like the ultimate kind of a hook, right? They put this hook out there like it sounds easy, but the forever frustration on a binary is that there's limits in those plans where you only can get paid on both legs as deep as the weakest leg goes. So you get paid on your weakest organization. I mean, right out of the chutes, that's got to be just incredibly stupid and frustrating, isn't it? In NuSkin, people will say, yeah, but you got to create 12 executives on your front line to maximize the depth of payout in the plan. True, you do, but at least you can get paid on your strong leg. Most Blue Diamonds and Team Elites have 1 or 2 massive power legs that they make literally all their money on. Okay, and I personally believe it's just because people don't understand that there's a way to do it. It's not just luck. It's not like a lottery. There's a systematic way called System 7 that we run in OTG that if you follow that and you're persistent, you will develop multiple power legs. If you watch Driving Lines and you have me describe to you why this compensation plan will help create depth in organizations and fill out organizational volume because of the requirements of depth and width payout, right? Because of those things, it's a good thing. This is where people that don't understand get confused and think it's a bad thing that you have to create that kind of width. It's not, because you only create it one time and get your 12. And if you get an organization on your 6th generation that becomes a Blue Diamond, 5 generations in between will have to go create their 12. It's called massive leverage, and that's what people don't get. And these other companies sit there and say, how does NuSkin do it? How do they have so many incredible leaders on top of leaders on top of leaders on top of leaders? Guys, it's comp plan driven. It's because what you guys say is a hard comp plan actually is what makes that leadership creation happen, because leaders actually get paid significant money and they get paid what they're worth. And they can't do that in most other compensation plans. It's just a drip and a dribble and a pittance, instead of having this massive fire hose of income available to you through this really incredible proven compensation plan over all these time. I mean, if you stop and think about our competitors, what can they say? They can't say, well, we've got more patents than NuSkin. They can't say we got more R&D budget than NuSkin. They can't say we have more opportunity renewal than NuSkin. They can't say we have better quality products than NuSkin. I mean, they can't say we've been in business longer than NuSkin. They can't say we're more stable than NuSkin. They can't say, well, we're publicly traded like NuSkin. Only a few can say that, right? So all they can say is, well, our compensation plan pays more. Well, that's so ridiculous. They don't even know if it pays more. You don't even know if the plan will survive for 5 years. At 5 years now, all the little pieces of their plan have full pressure for payout. In the beginning, there's not full pressure because they haven't filled up all the requirements of their plan, all the positions, right? 5 years, they fill up all the positions, guys. People ask me a lot of times, why did you wait for 5 years to join NuSkin? Why do you think? Because I was in 2 other companies that both went bankrupt because they couldn't pay their plan and pay their employees. I waited for 5 years. 1989, I joined NuSkin when NuSkin was 5 years old, because I could tell at that point they had full stress on their comp plan and they were actually able to pay it. And at that point, they were paying 39%. And then about 10 years later, they added 2 points to the plan and went to 41. And then about 5 years after that, they added 2 more points and went to 43 payout. Well, that's the right way to do it, right? Do it in a measured, consistent way that's conservative in the beginning, so you don't overpromise and underdeliver like the vast majority of companies that start up in this industry. They started off, and that's NuSkin for you. You want to do something long term? You found it. You're at the right place, right? Here's a company that is like overpromise, underdeliver, overpromise, underdeliver. And that's the attitude you want to have with a long-term organization. And I'm going to tell you why. That's the same thing with this right here. It's like we're telling you no one's ever had this level of quality of skincare, and they can't do it. Their delivery mechanism limits them. over promise, under promise, over deliver. And that's what's going to happen with Age Like Me, right? Under promise, over deliver. People are like blown away with the quality of that product. Okay.